Greetings! Welcome to the devlog for update 118 of Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. We're going to start off as always with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? Well, as you can tell, I am standing nearly in the dark. I'm over in the grill house at night scene, and the reason for that is the thing that we decided to pop into the game for moving on to main branch is a bit more night vision, and some pretty special night vision at that. Let us take a look at what we've got. We've got two new head-mounted units and a new weapon mount based on that. So let's start with the old, perhaps the bad, kind of humorously bad in certain ways. We have the PNV 57E. That's right, we have some classic Soviet tank night vision. Just look at this thing. In real life, this would actually be plugged into a cable inside the tank. This version of it just has a 9-volt strap to the back of it. I don't even know if that would power this for a usable length of time. And yeah, so this is not very good. So let's go ahead and pop this on, like so. I'm going to just double check my recording screen, make sure it's looking good. Awesome, that should be nice and centered. So the first thing you'll notice here is you got some really rough edge blurring and streaking. We have streaking on bright, on bright surfaces. Just look at that. That's just awful. That's horrendous. As it should be. And you might notice, you might have to have your speakers up loud enough to hear this, but there's an irritating little sound there. That's right, the transformer on the back of it makes a little whining noise at all times. And so that's been accurately simulated as well. And you might be like, how do you know these things? And that is because Ole, the wonderful collaborator of mine who has modeled this and built the Pipscope and night vision systems, actually owns one of these, and he describes it as horrendous. This representation of it that we're actually seeing here is actually significantly better than the real thing, because the real thing also has some severe focal distance issues. This gun would not be sharp like this, but we can't do accurate depth of field and a rasterizer for a whole host of reasons. So this is actually artificially good for what this is. Now this is a headset from the 80s, which means it's Gen 1 night vision, which means there's no auto gain at all. So you go up to anything bright, and it's literally painfully bright. I want to actually move up to the house just so you can see just how painfully bright. Apparently these were really useful in like a moonlit night. Oh my gosh, it's actually impressive how that manages. It probably doesn't look, it just looks regular bright on screen, but in the headset, this is actually painful to look at. It's awful, but apparently it's this awful in real life, and if there's one thing H3 is committed, it is realistically awful things. Wonderful. So there you have it. That is this headset. Let's navigate back without getting nauseous from this to grab something else. In case you think Gen 1 night vision is cool, but not necessarily so cool that you want to ride around with it on your head, if we go on over to attachments, under scopes, we should be able to find so many scopes at this point. It actually takes a little while to find them. What is this? Let's see, this is PNV, so it should be PVS 14. Where on earth have I put this? There it is. PNV 57E in pick rail mounts. So if we let's grab ourselves a gun to check this out. Just grab an assault rifle. Doesn't really matter. I'll just grab a Bren 807. Seems appropriate for this. And yeah, let's see if we can get good eye relief on this. There we go. And you'll notice this one also makes a sound. That's how you know you're aiming down sight. I think we can actually get that even just a little further right into our eyeball. There we go. Perfect. So we can probably, I think we can pair this with a dot. It might blow it out ever so slightly. Let's see if this is tenable. A lot of our, now that we've modified with our reflex sights, a lot of them have night vision tier illuminations. So we put this out to 100 meters. Yeah, reticle illumination. Yeah, this has a bunch of night vision settings. So we can just see which one is good. N6. This thing's manual gain actually means that, yeah, either 1 or maybe N7. Yeah, N7 is good. So yeah, that's, I mean, that's not usable. Is it ideal? No. Is that little whine sound it makes annoying? Oh, baby. Is it ever? I love it. The only thing I love more than bad is annoyingly bad. So yeah, there you have it. So, moving right along, the next pair of night vision we could pull out... Well, actually, I'll show it here first to show it without a special feature enabled. I think you're going to find this cool. I'm going to actually adjust the spectator panel on this, and we're going to drop our camera FOV maybe down to 40. And pull this out. This is the FNVG, so fused night vision. Bunch of folks have been asking for something along this lines. Note, you're seeing my right eye on screen, so the thermal view that you're going to see overlaid over the night vision here is only visible in my right eye. So, check that out. Wow, it really is amazing how much better that is. Let's spawn some SOSIGs just so that we can see what this looks like. There we go. So yeah, we've got a thermal view that overlaps. You'll notice that it doesn't perfectly line up with the night vision view, and that is because the thermal camera is not in the same position as the night vision camera. So the little bit of offset that you get there laterally is realistic to this type of device. You'll also notice another cool features. There's a compass all the way at the top, which is obviously small enough that you can just barely read it, at least on a valve index. We're currently on white hot, and we can totally pull this up, and we can switch out to white hot outline. See how that looks. Oh yeah, there we go. Got our cool thermal outline. So yeah, so there's now a set of night vision goggles if you just want that like cool, that experience of having the thermal view. It's kind of weird because it kind of feels like it's like inside your brain, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, we got to pull this off of here now. There we go. Oh man, the gibs being highlighted in the thermal view just looks so cool. And what's neat is because that camera is in a different place, you can end up having an optic up to the night vision eye, and it's not actually occluding the thermal camera because they're in different spots. So, yeah, you just get a very, very different experience with this. But there's something even cooler about this that we're going to have to go into another scene to check out. If we come into Taken Hold here, haha, Deagle off, I love it. Come over here, grab the same headset, we're going to see something extra. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a weapon here. Oh, Mark 12 Mod 1. I can't quit you. Grab that, and then we probably want, yeah, we don't want a scope. We want one of our many beautiful new reflex sights. I just did that one. What else? Ooh, yeah, you know, here's this a reason to use one of our fresh hollows. Make sure that looks good. Probably knock its 0 out to 100. Knock its reticle illumination down to either N5 or 1. Pop this on. There we go. Oh, what's that? There's extra things visible in the HUD. This hooks up dynamically to the radar when in Taken Hold, and we can see reticles for any known enemy, what would you call them? Enemy hot points. Lost for words here for a moment. like there's one right there, as well as we can see where the hold and the supply point are in 3D space. Isn't that cool? It's like having a wall hack. I mean, it literally is having a wall hack.
Oh, goodness.
Ha! Got one coming here. Oh, this is so cool. So now, if you truly want to feel like a future soldier when playing Take and Hold, and just like fail to hit the center of one of these things. There we go. Oh wow, the something I looked at there totally oversaturated my night vision. I love all the optical imperfections that come from using this system.
In case anyone's curious,
Let's go ahead and do a hold.
What are we doing here exactly?
Let's see. Oh, there's one above me. I think that's it. Oh, there's one here. That one notice. Oh, tracking glitch. Oh, I must be standing in a bad angle in my room here. Cool. It's been a while. Let's do a hold just so we can see the little indicators as enemies come in.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Oh. Ha! It absolutely feels like cheating. I love it. Does take a while to get used to.
Detected.
Oh.
Neutralized.
I don't think I would place very highly in the first to worst tournament, folks.
Encryption neutralized. Hold successful.
So yeah.
Data extracted.
So that
3 override tokens found. Advance to next system node and take it.
So that's our fused night vision, take and hold specific functionality. I think this is the coolest thing. It's weird, especially because it's only in one eye. It sort of ends up making it feel like the HUD is just like in your brain, is the easiest way I can describe it. Anywho, let's jump back out of here because there's actually a couple more optics that I wanted to show off. Should probably turn the FOV back to something sane so that I don't make all of you nauseous here. But if we grab our rifle here, there is, this was actually meant to go in a while ago, and Ole had to remind me of it. There was an LPVO set that there was like a bad version of, or a bad equivalent of, in H3 for a while, and we pulled out the bad one, didn't replace it with the new one. It's the ST6 T1. And so this is similar to the EVU, except instead of being a 1 to 10, it's a 1 to 6. So let's pull this up and aim down sight. Ooh, nice and clear. So there it is at 1. Looking great. You can just grab that, rotate it up, be up at about 3, rotate it the rest of the way, be up at 6. Nice, clear, sharp reticle. Thank you, volunteers. So yeah, so that's there. We've got an illumination dial, like so, based upon how bright you want that red to be in the center. Just fantastic. Fantastic. So yeah, and that's in FDE and black. Yes, I know the actual mount isn't in black for the black version of it, but apparently that one doesn't actually come in black in real life. So yeah, so there you have it. That is the meat of this update on top of everything that we have done for the reflex sight systems. Let's go ahead and jump out of VR, talk about what else got stuffed into this update at the end. Yo, out of VR. So what else is going on in this update? As you saw, we have thermals with sort of UI functionality. That's a generalized system. So any modders who want to do like very bizarre things with thermal UI, you can now look at the implementation and the way that the current one is set up and mimic it and do all sorts of bizarre things just like built directly into One Eye. In addition to that, there were two rendering enhancements right at the end with this. One of them you've seen in this video, which is that the spectator like I'm using the HD spectator mode for the spectator panel, that can now actually capture HMD, like wearing a set of night vision in the game cleanly without jittering. We basically changed when that in the sort of render stack that camera is moved and its position is updated and things are rendered. So it's actually a stable thing to do. You still have to have all of the interpolation settings for like smoothing the head's position of rotation off for it to look correct. But you can now do it. In the past, I've had to basically use the non-HD spectator mode, which gets my left eye when I've been showing off night vision, or use the like Steam VR show raw camera view, which isn't ideal because you get this really wide image. But in this case, we actually needed to fix it because the thermal fused night vision only drew in the right eye. And where I was like, okay, we need to actually fix this. So it is fixed now. In addition to that, some coloration stuff has been tweaked on all the holo sites. A number of folk complained last week that they're a little too blurry looking when you made them brighter, which shouldn't be the fact. What should basically happen is you make them brighter is that you should still get a really crisp white sort of shape of the holo site reticle and then some sort of red fuzz around it, which is now how it actually looks. So yeah, that is, I believe that's it. So yeah, so we have come to the end of update 1.18. The reflex sight systems have all been migrated over. It was painstaking, but absolutely worth it. I said at the beginning of this entire update cycle that that the process of working on scopes and night vision, which is something I had put off improving so long because I knew it was going to be really painful, and it was painful, and it took many months more than I expected to do, but is so central because like aiming is everything when you are a gun-centric game. And I feel good about the fact that I think there is no VR game that takes aiming as seriously as H3, not even close, in terms of just our entire broad spectrum approach to optics, and optics related systems and night visions and thermals and all of that. And so finally bringing the reflex sights up to par with everything else was a long time coming and necessary. And obviously we've got pistol RMRs and such. So feels great. And it's of course fun to cap things off with both some super high tech night vision that makes you feel like a future cyborg and then just utterly repellently awful night vision, which is, as I said, that range between incredible to awful is what makes doing a simulator like this in this detail so much fun. So yeah, so it's time for our favorite segment as always, hot dog or not dog. This one comes from a user request. I had heard about this before. I've never eaten it. I have no idea what I'm getting into. This is brought to us from the UK. You might have heard of this if you happen to watch Yahtzee's Fully Rambaholic. He mentions this periodically. It's something called Branston Pickle. I have no idea what Branston Pickle is other than I assume it's some things that have been pickled. I'm reading the ingredients now actually for the first time. And so I'm sorry, vegetables in variable proportions is itself just a wonderful, like we're going to tell you there's vegetables in it, but we're not going to tell you does that mean it's inconsistent? Jar to jar, carrot, rutabaga, onion, cauliflower, sugar, barley malt vinegar, water, spirit vinegar, tomato puree, date paste, salt, apple pulp, maize starch, color, sulfite in bold, ammonia, caramel, onion powder, lemon juice, spices, coloring food, roasted barley malt extract, herb and spice extracts. So I gotta tell you, after reading that, I have no mental model at all how this is going to taste. They call it Branston pickle, and there's vinegar in here, but I have no idea whether this is going to be more savory, more sweet, more sour, or what have you. Let's crack the bottle open. It's definitely got some nose to it. It's very thick. It's very thick. Good sign. I have no idea if this is going to belong on a hot dog, but we're gonna find out together. I don't even know what the appropriate amount of this to use. Is this a Vegemite Marmite situation where you spread it real thin on something, or you just, I don't think you can. These are some fairly sizable chunks here. I'm not going to lick the spoon off because I want the first flavor hit of this that I'm now slightly nervous about to be with the bite of hot dog. So here we go. Hot dog or not dog, Branston pickle. The vinegar tartness hits first, but then it fades. Overall, it's a bit milder than I expected, with something that is, I don't know, that pungent coming out of the jar for the first time. I kind of expected this to be like weird and funky, but I'm putting more of it now. Yeah, it's I would call the flavor of it just very well blended. It's like I would call it almost like a whole meal flavor. Like if you're putting this on something, you could put this on the blandest thing and that still would come across as like just a savory wide bite, which is good because, a good number of hot dogs are bland. These aren't, because these are mighty good dogs. These are fantastic. But yeah, I've put a little bit more on for bite 2. Yeah. I'm digging it. Because it's got the tomato and it's got a pickliness to it. And it's got little bites of things. It's sort of like, so some Brit's going to kill me for saying this. It's like you put ketchup and relish on it at the same time as one thing. But I mean that in a really complimentary way, in that, it blends in really, really perfectly, and it feels really congruent with the sort of things that we all know work on a hot dog. So yeah, I would definitely say that Branston pickle makes for a hot dog. And yeah, I don't know. Someone will have to fill me in, or maybe I can look up what you're supposed to eat this on. Like if there's a type of thing this is made for, I would love to know. Do you just throw this on sandwiches? Anyone from that part of the world who has this, is this like, do lots of people have this, or is this mainly like just part of the country? Is this like old people's food? I know nothing about it other than just it has an interesting name. So, interesting but not terribly descriptive name. But yeah. I'm a fan. If you have access to it, I would honestly suggest you try it on a hot dog, maybe with a little bit of mustard. Great stuff. So what's coming up next? if we look at the calendar, we are a very, very special day of the year is nearly upon us. In 2 weeks, we are going to have the 4th of July, obviously, which I have a number of times in the past done something fun for H3. I've got some ideas this year for something quite explosive, as well as a very important announcement that will be coming on that day. So there will not be I might do a devlog next week. But there's not going to be an update next week unless I'm doing like just a little patch build to fix things for here. And then our next update, we're going to do no alpha cycle or anything like that. We're just going to do bam, update 119 on July 4th. It's going to be content only. It's just going to be some explosive toys. And we'll all find out what those are together. For those of you who are still kicking wieners around in the first to worst tournament, note that obviously because I pushed this build of the game to main branch, you probably still want to continue playing on 117. Anyone else, modders who are stuck on 117 for any reason, update 117 is now available under the beta branches drop down in the Steam properties for this application. So you can always roll back to that if necessary and stay on it as long as you want. So yeah, so that just about does it. I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful weekend running around with virtual head-mounted displays in your actual head-mounted displays. Let me know if you run into any problems, and I'll see you all next week. Peace.